Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na-eja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. As you join, please share the video. Share to family and friends. Share to your group, your platform. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you for connecting. It's another day in the struggle for the freedom of the people of Biafra. We will continue to fight until we get our freedom. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying or anybody is doing. We will continue. You know, today is another day of sit at home. People are sitting at home. And remember, the sit at home now is not only on Monday, it is Sunday and Monday. And our people are sitting at home, airing their opinion, making sure that our freedom is guaranteed. Don't be discouraged. There are a lot of games that are going on. You can see that so many people are not reporting the issue of sit at home anymore, more especially their conventional media. Formerly, you know that BBC was reporting things that have to do with sit at home. BBC was reporting it on a daily basis. But all of a sudden, we found out that BBC is no longer reporting the issue because the government have told them to do so in order to discourage people who are participating not to participate. But it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter the angle they come from. We know what is going on and we can't allow them. They are trying by all means possible to see that they can be able to stop us from what we are doing, to deny us our freedom. But we cannot allow them to deny us our freedom. It doesn't matter how they try. They have taken to the battle to different levels, different dangerous levels. But the Biafrans are still standing, saying what they are saying before, very consistent on what we are demanding. What are we demanding? We are demanding for our freedom, demanding for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we are asking for. And until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, we will continue to engage in civil disobedience in Biafra land. Every part of Biafra land will continue to engage in civil disobedience in all angles, and we are going to increase the force. Today, we are not only sitting at home on Monday, which is today. We sat at home yesterday, which was Sunday. And for those who are trying to say it is a struggle against, what do you call it? You think it's a fight against the Christianity. It is not a fight against Christianity. In any way, it's not a fight against it. Instead, it is a fight for Christianity. A fight for Christianity. That is what it is, not against Christianity. Because even Christianity itself has been hijacked by hoodlums, those who has nothing to offer to the people. It is not the way it used to be. But are we going to stop? We can never stop. We continue to demand for that which is right until they listen. We continue to make our demands until they listen. And that is exactly what we are doing. I believe that by now some people who claim to be confused about the way forward and what to do are no longer confused. If you are a sincere Biafran and you are still saying that you are confused about what to do or how to go about it, that means you are a pretender. You are even worse than the enemy that we are fighting, because the message is clear. We know who the enemies are. those inside and those outside. We know them all, and they can't pretend anymore. From the things that happened within the time, and for some of us who are listeners to some of our sincere and patriotic Biafrans who are preaching the message of peace, freedom, and truth, you can see from every indication that we Biafrans have to take the laws into our hand to free our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody's going to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu except you and I. If we don't free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nobody is going to do that. That is why, if you have not started talking, you better start talking. If you have not started crying, you better start crying. If you have not started acting, you better start acting. Because it is our action that is going to release our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you don't begin to act and do the right thing, he will not be released. Don't say that anybody is going to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody is there to fight for him. Nobody. Nobody is fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu except you yourself that is watching me. While you're watching, please share the video to all platforms. Share it to your family and friends. We will continue to speak up and say it the way it is. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. It doesn't matter the attack they bring. No matter the area they are attacking from, we will continue to say the truth and nothing but the truth. And the truth is that we have disappointed our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of us have disappointed him. We have disappointed our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because we are supposed to maintain the intensity of the struggle. But from every indication, the intensity of struggle is going down. People are not doing what they are supposed to do. The worst is that the leadership of IPOB, the leadership, people who are supposed to carry on from where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stopped, people who are supposed to do exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been doing, have refused to do so. They have refused to do so. Instead, they are busy gossiping. They are busy making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released as fast as possible. You can ask me, why do I say so? If you don't know the reason why I say so, or if you still have a doubt, that means you don't know what is going on the media. As you and I know, the most powerful media we have now in the struggle for Biafra is the platform of our brother Simon Ekpa. It doesn't matter. You can agree with Simon Ekpa, you can disagree with him, but he has the strongest media we have now to fight for Biafra restoration and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for those of you who did not watch his program yesterday, go and watch the program of our brother Simon Ekpa yesterday. That program revealed a lot. After watching that program carefully from beginning to end, you have no reason to ask, who are the enemies? What is the way to follow? And where is the way to go? Anybody still asking that question, it means you don't know what you're doing. You're not sincere to yourself. Every single person that is sincere to him or herself now knows the right way to follow and the right thing to do. We know whom the enemy is. So many people who have claimed to be standing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are actually not with him. So many people who are supposedly claiming to do something to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free are doing nothing. If you feel they are doing something, some of them will tell you they are doing something in the hidden, in the secret. There is nothing done in the secret. There is nothing that you are doing about the reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that's supposed to be secret. And anybody who claims to be doing anything in secret is only lying to him or herself, trying to deceive people who are supposed to know what is right. But the question is, will you allow yourself to be deceived? Don't allow yourself to be deceived, because if you buy into their deception, you are equally enslaving yourself the more. How long shall we remain slave in that contraption? How long? How long shall we remain slave in that contraption? The why the enslavement has continued is because we have refused to embrace the truth. The people in that contraption have refused to embrace the truth. And when I mean the people in that contraption, including some of us who are Biafrans, some of us Biafrans have refused to embrace the truth. And it is more clearer that when we talk about being whiter than snow, whiter than white in IPOB, the only cover that IPOB had was our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the one that is pure and clean. And he was working sincerely to make sure that his people are free. But it is sad to know that so many people who were working with him, claiming that they are fighting for Biafra, are not fighting for Biafra. For one reason or the other, they have all compromised. Maybe they were fighting in the past, but since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been abducted, the music have changed. The music have changed. Go and check every broadcast that leadership have made and every decision they have made since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped up to date. Go and check every decision that they have made. After going through their decision and checking their decision, come back and tell me what you have found out. Will you still continue to listen to them, or will you still believe that they are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Of course they are not. They are not. They will tell you they are doing something. They are doing nothing, but everything that is being done to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, they stand against it. Even the political solution that they have embraced. Ask me, if you can be sincere for yourself, sincere with yourself, tell me, what gave birth to political solution? It is the civil disobedience which the people were doing without minding, without caring of what anybody is saying. That is what gave birth to the political solution. But are we going to stop what we are doing because a promise was made to us by those whom we know are not faithful? Simply because some group of people came out and made a promise which we know that they cannot fulfill unless we fought them. Then all of a sudden, because of a false promise that you and I know that might not be kept, you decide to quit from what you are doing. Remove your hand from what is working, and you're hoping on a hopeless thing. The only reason why the political solution will work is when you and I continue to embark on civil disobedience. It was only Monday sit at home initially, but now we have Monday sit at home and Sunday sit at home, and we must continue until Biafra come. It doesn't matter what anybody says or what anybody does or what anybody tries to say. It doesn't matter the blackmail they are bringing from all angles or all corners. Let me tell you, the only solution remains sit at home. It saves life. It actually saves your energy, and it keeps us strong, and it gets what we want. Nobody's asking you to carry arms. Nobody's asking you to come out and process and be killed. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. That is the only way we can be able to force them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if anybody tells you that the sit at home that is happening in the Southeast doesn't affect the federal government, that person is just deceiving him or herself, and that person is an agent. He's an agent. They are those who are benefiting from your own suffering. And they will do everything to paint lies, to preach lies to you, so that you can believe what they are saying. But in the actual sense of it, every sit at home you see in the southeastern part of Nigeria, in Biafra land, is affecting the Janjaweed incomplete. And until we do something extraordinary, until Biafrans do something that is extraordinary, you can never, ever get the freedom you're looking for. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be delayed in detention. The only way we can change the narrative and make them do what we want them to do, and make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released as fast as possible, unconditionally, is by the time we continue to intensify on our strength when it comes to sit at home, civil disobedience. Engage in it as much as you can. Get involved if you are not involved. Anything you are doing to see that your voice is being heard on that very sit at home, do it. Anything you know you can do to make sure that the Southeast, that the Biafra land becomes so hard for those so-called politicians. That is the only way you can get political solution. When the environment becomes so hot for them, they will have a sleepless night. They are the one that will be running to Abuja. You don't need to beg them. You don't need to beg them. Just like you saw. Just think about yourself, what brought about the political solution that they're talking about. The only thing that moved them and they begin to talk about political solution to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released is the sit at home, Monday sit at home. Monday sit at home, which individually we are doing on their own without being forced, without being coerced. People embarked on sit at home. Even when the people who are supposed to be in it refused, people supposed to control it refused. They backed down. Even when they backed down, the DOS backed down. They canceled the sit at home, which is supposed to be a strong weapon. And they know it. Even while they backed down, they saw the sit at home working. They saw it working. It was still working. People were sitting at home on their own, to make sure that that man who is speaking for every one of us, voice is heard and he's been released unconditionally. Instead of giving support, they decide to discourage people. But even in their discouragement, Biafrans were standing strong. It was because of the strength of the Biafrans then that the politicians were forced to come together and they begin to talk about the political solution. They have no choice. You don't have to beg them. They have no choice. You don't have to beg them. But because we are getting weak and reluctant, that is why I say you have to wake up and open up your eyes and ears. If really you want to be free, it is your decision. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in your hand, is in my hand. It's not in the hand of the Janjaweed. It's not even in the hand of the politician. It is in your hand. Whatever you do is going to reflect on the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you are doing the right thing that you're supposed to do, the political solution will be forced to take effect. You don't need to beg them. Remember, our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have always said it, that you don't beg the Janjaweed to give you anything. You don't beg them for no. You don't have to beg for anything. A son of a king do not beg. You ask for it and you get it. That's what you have to do. What we are asking for is the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we must get it. We can't stop until we get it. That is why we have to continue to ask. Don't beg. How do you ask? You ask by putting your worry into action. Engaging in civil disobedience, sitting at home on Sunday and on Monday. And again, prepare yourself for stopping of payment of revenue to either local government, state government, or federal government in Biafra land. Every revenue that they are getting from us, we are going to take it back. It doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter what they try. We will try and take our revenue back from them by all means possible. Keep it to yourself because it's going to be useful for us. It is going to be very, very useful for us and then for the enemies. It is high time we wake up and fight for ourselves. Nobody's going to fight for you. Nobody's going to fight for me. We have to fight our battle. Don't be discouraged. Don't look upon anybody. The freedom that we are asking for, we will take it by ourselves. If you are still hoping that anybody is going to give you freedom, nobody's going to give you freedom. As you can see, it is very, very clear now that those who we are supposed to be taking instruction from have compromised. The people who are supposed to be leading the struggle in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have compromised. They have compromised. It is no longer something you have to be doubting. It is not something you have to be questioning. It is no longer something of a guesswork. This is the actual fact that they are compromised and they don't have truth in them. They don't have truth in them. Go back and check. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, it's 6 months now. 6 months. What action have they taken? Those people who are supposed to be speaking, what action have they taken? Since 6 months. Check their consistency since that 6 months. How consistent are they? Check their word. How truthful are they? For good 6 months, they have not even been able to explain to us how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. For good 6 months. These are people who claim to know everything in IPOB. They claim to have intel in all corners and all part of the world. But up till now, they have failed to tell us what they know about the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What does that tell you? They don't even care. They don't want to talk about it. When you talk about it, they come after you. Either they call you a traitor or they find one name and give to you. In an organization that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have formed, which we know from onset that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a good listener. He answers every question. Each time he comes on his program, question and answer program, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answers every single question you throw at him. It doesn't matter where he's coming from. You can agree with him, you can disagree with him. Once you come, you ask a question, he will give you an answer to your question. But today, what do we see? People who claim to have dined with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, people who claim to have stayed with him for a long time, people who claim to have known everything he knows, today, it is very clear that they are not on the same page with our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now you know why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been crying for 100 men. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying for 100 men because even though he was surrounded by thousands of men, he found out that none of them is worthy and ready to fight for the freedom of the people. That was why. Go and watch that clip again. Listen to the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hear his cry and his tears in that very message. the way he was groaning and crying. He said he has prayed in the secret and asked God to give him 100 men. He prayed in the secret and prayed and prayed and prayed. Continue to pray for these idiots that surround him, for them to be converted. They didn't convert. None of them changed their attitude. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out openly to ask God to give him 100 men. Now you know the reason why he's asking for 100 men. There was no one around him. He was just on his own. On his own, fighting for you and I to make sure that we regain our freedom. He's fought from every angle, from all corners, with all his strength to make sure that we regain our freedom. But what do? We sold him out. And today, many Biafrans are still selling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When sit-at-home is being called, you refuse to join the sit-at-home, of course you are selling him. When you are being asked to do something to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed unconditionally, you refuse to do it, you are selling him. You are part of it. You are part of it. But it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you participate or not. He will be freed very, very soon before you know it. It is better for you join in the protest. It is better for you join the civil disobedience, for you to tap from the blessing that will come from those who are going to participate in his release. Because he will definitely be released sooner than you expect. He will surely be released. For those who think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be released, and because of that, they are now dancing into the table of the enemy. Some of them have now sold their soul to the enemy. You see them in their platform, they will keep on lying, telling all manner of lies. They are busy sending propaganda against their own brothers. They are busy blackmailing people who are genuinely fighting for the restoration of Biafra. It is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad. And I pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out very soon. I pray he comes out very soon. When you look at things that are happening now, look at things that are happening on all angles. People who we thought are with us are not with us. So many people who we thought are with us in the struggle, they are not with us. It is becoming clearer than ever. People you thought are with you fighting, they are not with you. They are not with you. People who are supposed to be fighting along with us, who we held hope high on, that even anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they're going to carry on. Today you can see, just simply within 6 months, they have all sold out. They have backed down. The protests that the people are holding in despair have been cancelled by these same people. They are not talking about any protests. They are not talking about any move. There is no plan whatsoever to make sure that Asorock Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Even in words, we don't see them saying anything online. When they come, they begin to talk about donation of ESN. Even the ESN they are talking about is fraudulent because their own plan is to make sure they destroy the ESN. That is why they can come on a hallowed platform, Radio Biafra, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preached the gospel of truth. A hallowed platform where we know that all Biafrans worship Chukwuka Abiyama in truth and in spirit. A place we worship. That is where they went to and begin to tell a lot of lies. Lies from the pit of hell. And if you think you don't understand what I'm saying, please go and watch the program of Simon Ekpa yesterday. Go to the program of Simon Ekpa yesterday. Go to his platform. Simon Ekpa. Yesterday live program. Just type Simon Ekpa. Type Simon Ekpa on YouTube. Then you will see the program he did yesterday. After watching the program, you will never remain the same, and you will know the right thing to do and whom to follow. It has been a long time. People have been silent, trying to see if this so-called leadership will change from their attitude and maybe behave normal. But it's clear that they are not ready to change. Instead, they are trying everything possible to see that Asorock Mazi Kanu is not released so that they can be able to exalt themselves. Each time you see them talking about command and control, they themselves have destroyed the command and control that Asorock Mazi Kanu placed in order with good intent. Every command that Asorock Mazi Kanu has given since he was arrested, they violated it and threw it to the dustbin. Every order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has issued from detention, orders that were not just verbal, that were just spiritual orders that he got, he sent to them, they ignored it. How can you explain these people refusing to use the man that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appointed to be used for his case in Kenya, for his abduction in Kenya? You now know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. After the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a case was supposed to be opened in Kenya against Kenya government. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you and I know, always goes for the best. He goes for the best. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave instruction. He gave instruction that Lumumba should be contacted. Professor Lumumba should be contacted in Kenya to stand for his case. He gave that instruction to our brother Simon Ekpa to get the contact and send it to the relevant authorities so that they can be able to pursue it. This information that he gave to people who are supposed to do the right thing, they ignored it. They ignored it. Instead of them going to consult the person that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demanded, they went and followed their own path. And today we cannot even hear about the case in Kenya, how it is going, what is happening, who is in charge, who is handling the case, how far have they gone. No information whatsoever. But if it were to be somebody like Lumumba, Professor Lumumba, that we all know, that speaks to authorities, to governments of the world, to African presidents, they invite them, he can speak to them directly. But today, can you give me a reason why this person have been ignored? Even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave an order that he should be contacted, he was ignored. The motive is clear. They do not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. They don't want him out. Go and watch that program that Simon Ekpa did yesterday. You'll be convinced. You will no longer ask who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who sold him out, and how it all happened. You can't be asking questions anymore. These people, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been kidnapped, they have sold the Biafra struggle. They're doing different things that are unspeakable. They no longer make any exposition. They no longer send the attack to the government. Instead, they are sending attack against Biafran people. Every attack that the DOS have unleashed since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped is attack against Biafrans. It's either they are attacking Simon Ekpa, or they are attacking Nelly, or they are attacking Madam Oyibo. These are people whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have appointed by himself. And go and check what these people have done. They have not done anything wrong. The only wrong thing that they did was that they asked questions. They saw something that was wrong and they asked questions. Instead of answering that question or putting things right, they are being pursued, dehumanized, and called names. It is sad. It is sad, but that is the situation now. That is the situation. It is high time every one of us have to wake up and face reality. Fight for our freedom, because nobody's going to fight for us. Nobody's going to fight for us. As we speak now, you can see the Nigerian government increasing their propaganda against Biafrans. They try to bring news to be able to wipe away what we know. You know the current news that is trending. The current news that is trending is in Imo State is about the kidnappers. Now they want us to forget about the killing that Hope Uzodinma is doing in Imo State. The innocent Biafrans that Hope Uzodinma is killing in Imo State, they want us to forget it and begin to talk about kidnappers. Ask me, who are these kidnappers who were bold enough to build a very big, to take over a complete village? They take over a village. Not only taking a village, and they build, they dug a pit where they threw in dead bodies. Not far from the city. The only people that can do that are terrorists that are being sponsored by the government. And let me tell you, the kidnappers they want to use to distract us are members of DSS, sponsored by the Nigerian government. Remember, it was this same government that went and broke prison in Imo State to free the hoodlums that they are using today as kidnappers. It is this same government that went and freed prisoners. They went and freed prisoners in Imo State. These same prisoners they are using today to attack Imo State and destroy people. It is the government that freed them. After freeing these people, they used them to destroy Imo State, cause mayhem everywhere. And finally today, they want to use that same thing now to frame the Biafran up. They use that thing to stage a way to open up a hell in Biafra land so that they can be able to kill innocent people. As I speak to you, Thousands of people have been killed in Imo State by Nigerian military. Innocent people who have not committed any crime. They have not kidnapped anybody. They have not killed anybody. Simply because they are Biafrans. The record is there. Even in their conventional media, AIT made an interview with a traditional ruler who said that people that the police were parading are people that they went and arrested in their own home. People that were arrested in their home. Police went there, the military went there, captured them, killed many of them, took out many of them, and the following day they begin to parade them as kidnappers. The following day they begin to parade them as kidnappers, parade them as members of ESN. People that were abducted in their homes. This is what they are doing. Now, instead of us talking about these killings that happen in the southeastern part of Nigeria, what they are now presenting to us is kidnappers. Go to their conventional media. The only thing you will see in conventional media is kidnapping, kidnappers. Showing us kidnappers then in Imo State. Kidnappers then in Imo State, where they kill and behead people and they become cannibals. All these were staged by the government of the Janjaweeds to demonize the southeastern part of Nigeria and cause mayhem as much as they can. It is a game that I have always played. They have been playing the game and they are playing it again, and most of you are falling for it. Distraction. That is the greatest weapon. They will always distract you from the main issue. The main issue at hand is that in Imo State, Hope Uzodinma is killing innocent Biafrans in good numbers, destroying many lives. In Imo State, many people are being killed in Imo State for no just cause. Innocent people. They will be rounded up. They will be shot, taken away in prison. Some of them are missing. So many are missing as I'm speaking to you. Nobody wants to talk about it, but they are busy, keeping up busy with the issue of kidnappers. Keeping up busy with the issue of kidnappers. They discovered a kidnapping den. Go and make verification and investigation properly. You will find out that it is this same government that planned all this thing. They are the people. They are the people who brought these terrorists into the eastern region, the most peaceful region we can think of in that country called Nigeria. They have destroyed it, made it ungovernable. But are we going to give up? We will not give up. This is why we are calling for every Biafran, wherever you are, to engage in this civil disobedience. Engage more than ever. Engage in the civil disobedience. You have to get involved. On Sunday and on Monday. On Sunday and on Monday, wherever you are, on Sunday and on Monday, do not relent in your efforts. Don't go anywhere. Sit at home. Support the sit at home. Call your family far and wide. Tell them to involve in the sit at home. Let everybody get engaged in the sit at home. That is the only way we can get our freedom. That is the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can be freed. Just like our brother Simon Ekpa said, until we make this government realize that keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity is much more expensive than leaving him outside, they will never do anything. And how are you going to do that? How can you achieve that? How can you achieve that? You cannot achieve that until you begin to do things right. Until you wake up and begin to do things right. How are you going to do it? Increase and intensify the civil disobedience. Involve yourself in it. Talk to your friends. Talk to your relatives. Send support for them. Let them engage in the civil disobedience. And again, the issue of payment of revenues have to be considered seriously. All those market leaders, all those who have companies in the southeastern part of Nigeria, all those who are having businesses in the Biafran region, keep your revenue to yourself. Stop sponsoring your own killers. Stop using your own money to sponsor those who will kill you. Because they will continue to do so. They will continue to kill you. It doesn't matter how you pretend. It doesn't matter how long you wait. They will continue to kill you. So what are you going to do? Stop sponsoring them by withdrawing your revenue from them. Prepare for that. Freedom doesn't come easy. If anybody is telling you that freedom is going to come easy, it doesn't come easy anywhere. It cannot be cheap. It's not cheap. It has never been. And will never be. If anybody is telling you that you will sleep and wake up one day and you get your freedom, it doesn't happen that way. Sacrifice has to be made. Some people are going to sacrifice with their life. Some will sacrifice with their strength. Some will sacrifice with their properties. A lot of sacrifice will be made. But what matters is our future. The future of our unborn children. That is what matters to us. We don't want this to continue. Our great-grandparents have suffered this. So many have suffered this, and we don't want this suffering to continue. If we are the last generation that's going to suffer this, let us face it once and for all. Clear it, and it will never happen again. Biafrans, you have to wake up wherever you are. Wake up from your slumber. Wake up from your sleep. Continue to embark on civil disobedience much more than ever. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. The attack that is coming, even as I'm broadcasting, you saw only 4 people watching. Let me tell you, the attack is coming from all angles. Even the broadcasters are facing the attack. They make sure that the information did not go. But when you are sharing the information, when you are sharing the video, it will surely get to people. By the time even if it's one person that's watching and that one person sent another person, before you know it, the whole world will hear what is happening. They can't stop us. They are trying by all means to make sure that they stop us, but they can't. It doesn't matter how they try. They can never stop us. Continue to share the information. Anything you can do to make sure that the southeastern region become ungovernable for those politicians, that is the right way to go. And that is the only thing that will grant us freedom. Nothing else except that. The only thing that can assure our freedom is when we continue to do things that will make them uncomfortable. Those things that will make them to have sleepless nights. Those things that will make them to know that we know what we want. And we are serious. You have to show your seriousness in all angles, in all aspects. Don't play about it. And it is not cheap. If anybody tells you it's cheap, it is not cheap. It is going to come, but it's going to come with a price. Are you ready to pay the price? I believe Biafrans are ready, because Biafrans are paying heavily already. And we will not stop until Biafra comes. We are close to it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released very soon. It doesn't matter how they try to stop him. It doesn't matter what they try to do. He will definitely be released unconditionally very soon. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, we will all rejoice together and we celebrate together. And we walk into Biafra. That is why you have to fight for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of Biafra. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, Biafra will come. And no man born of a woman can stop that, because it is divine. Chukwu Abiyama gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a divine assignment to restore Biafra. And he's going to carry it to the end. Nobody's going to stop it. It doesn't matter how you try. Keep trying. You cannot stop him. We must get our freedom. And very soon. Continue to embark on civil disobedience. Anytime you can. Wherever you find yourself, get involved in it. Get involved in the civil disobedience. Get fully involved. And we will get our freedom. Nobody is going to hand us freedom free of charge. Nobody's going to hand it over to us. We will take it. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violent take it by force. It is high time we take our freedom by force. Are you ready? For me, I am ready. I am ready. Let's be ready. And as we are marching into Christmas, please stay alive and stay safe. This is not the time to go to the southeastern region. If you are not already in the southeastern region, there's no point traveling. Wherever you are, stay there and celebrate. Christmas doesn't finish. Those who are abroad, stay where you are. Their plan is to make sure they kill as many as they can before we have our freedom. And we are trying to save as many as we can before we walk into Biafra. We will go into Biafra alive. Everybody that's watching this program, that have shared this program, you will walk into Biafra alive and nobody will take your life. Biafra is our home. We will definitely get there. It doesn't matter how they hold us. It doesn't matter how they try to stop us. They can never succeed. The right way to follow. Go and watch the program of Omada in the United States. If you have not started watching them, join the program of Omada. Join the program of Omada in the United States. Watch their program. You are going to know the way to follow. Continue to watch their program as many times as you can. Join Omada in their program. You will know things that you don't know. A lot of revelation have been made. Follow the program of our brother Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is making revelations, mind-blowing revelations that you can never believe. Stop listening to gossip. We must have to continue until Biafra comes. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember, stay safe. And may Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and protect every Biafrans, every Oduduwans, every Middle Beltans, every indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria, we will all be safe. And we will all be alive to witness our freedom come. Thank you.